"2015 has been a pretty good year for movies. Whether we're talking financially or artistically, there have been quite a few films among the bevy of awful that have truly shone through. Number 10. Paddington. This little Peruvian bear not only stole our hearts, but he sure as heck surprised the hell out of me. Going into this January release, I suspected nothing but some creep-tastic bear wreaking havoc all over London. What I got instead was a heartwarming fish out of water, or in this case, bear out of the jungle story, with a solid villain and endearing storytelling. Nicole Kidman is perfect as the villain, and Ben Whishaw brings this little bear from the darkest Peru to life with some gusto. Number 9. What We Do in the Shadows. Stick 4 weirdo vampires in a house in New Zealand with a documentary crew, and what do you get? Only the funniest film I've seen in 2015 so far. Written, directed, and starring Flight of the Conchords creators Taika Waititi and Yemaine Clement, this Kiwi comedy brings the funny in so many different and unique ways. From Taika's 379-year-old girly man Viago to Ben Fransom's enigmatic Peter, who's over 8,000 years old, there can be no mistaking who the funniest film of this year is. Number 8. Cobain, Montage of Heck. Featuring both illustrations as well as real recordings of the fallen Nirvana frontman, this wide-open documentary chronicles in grave detail the psyche of a tortured genius. From the director's perspective, it was society and his family that failed Cobain. It was the media's persistence on shining a negative light on every facet of his life that led to his misery. Poignant interviews with both his mother, father, and wife Courtney Love provide some different points of view on the enigma that fronted one of the 90s biggest bands. Number 7. Slow West. A western really only in setting, this black comedy tells the tale of a young man in search of his missing love. Coincidentally, he runs into a man, played by Michael Fassbender, looking for her as well, for completely different reasons. When the two cross paths, they decide that perhaps teaming up to get through to Canada would be better than going it alone. With wonderful performances from the two leading men and a strong and tightly woven story, this film proves that the Western may not be a dead genre, and that maybe we need to just focus on telling good stories set in this time period. Special kudos to Ben Mendelsohn, who's really good as one of the more menacing characters in this unique film. Number 6. Dope. Set in Inglewood, California, this film revolves around Malcolm, a young man who doesn't quite fit in with the traditional beliefs of his upbringing. You see, Malcolm enjoys 90s hip-hop, comic books, and plays in a punk rock band with his two best friends. Those aren't exactly things the normal black youth in Inglewood partakes in. When something goes terribly wrong for Malcolm while trying to assimilate into the culture of his surroundings, he'll face unfamiliar territory. And then there's the matter of his interview with a Harvard grad to worry about. Number 5. Inside Out. Pixar once again shows brilliance, and this time with a unique concept in Inside Out. Riley is 11 years old and a bundle of emotion following a move cross-country from Minnesota to San Francisco. Taken away from all she loves, it's a good thing joy is at the control of her emotions. That is until sadness accidentally gets rid of the core memories that built Riley as a person. Now, sadness and joy have to work together to get those memories back, leaving anger, fear, and disgust to control Riley. This is Pixar showing that they truly are back, following a not very Pixar production with Brave. With vocal talent from some of the funniest people today, this is a movie that is very much. Number 4. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. When Greg is forced by his mother to entertain Rachel, a girl at his school who's just been diagnosed with leukemia, he does so. Only problem is, Greg is about as socially awkward as it gets. With the help of his co-worker Earl, who's actually his best friend, and with whom he makes really cheaply made remakes of classic films, they try to help Rachel get through her disease. With heartwarming moments as well as laugh-out-loud comedic touches, it's no real wonder why this film scooped up both the audience and grand jury prizes at this year's Sundance Film Festival. Olivia Cooke does great work here, and the always reliable Molly Shannon is good. Number 3. Mad Max Fury Road. Perhaps the craziest film on the list, and the one with the least amount of dialogue, it is also the best pure action movie of the year, and perhaps one of the best in some time. This is like a shot of pure adrenaline from the jump to the credits. I hope you make some time to breathe. Tom Hardy is good and stoic as Max, but this is totally Charlize Theron's movie. Her Imperator Furiosa is the focal. Number 2. Ex Machina. When a young programmer wins a contest, he is swept off to a remote forest where his enigma of a boss, Nathan, lives. Upon arriving, he is shown precisely what Nathan has been up to. He's been developing an AI, or artificial intelligence, that he's calling Ava. She, or it, lives in the house and is the only other resident besides Nathan. Number 1. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Directed by Kick-Ass and X-Men First Class director Matthew Vaughn, here he takes a stab at another Mark Millar graphic novel with this adaptation of The Secret Service. Colin Firth is amazing as a gentleman spy, and the film features all the balls-to-the-wall action you've come to expect from this brilliant director. What do you think? What are the best films of the first half of 2015? Maybe something we didn't even put on the list? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't be afraid to tell us what you'd like to see next. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at FilmSnobReviews. And don't forget to click that subscribe button to stay in touch with whatever we have coming out next. We'd love it if you could spread this video across the expanses of the internet. For Film Snob Reviews, I'm William, and we'll see you next time.